Darren Anderson has come out and said that Spurs need a striker and he hopes that Ange Postecoglou can use his network to find one this summer. Fabrizio Romano has stated that Spurs are interested in Wolves star Pedro Neto. The Spurs players are expected back over the weekend as pre-season starts. A former Spurs defender has come out and said that Spurs may not win the league next season, but they will come close. Another former Spurs defender has come out and said he has seen enough of Emerson Royal. He makes too many mistakes. And reports are stating there are 3 teams interested in left-back Sergio Reguilon.
Chris Cowlin. Fan cams. Club news. Transfer news. Match previews. Legend interviews. Spurs women. Press conferences. Covering everything Tottenham and England.
Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all keeping well. This is another edition of Tottenham News where I'll be going through all of the latest Spurs news, rumours and reports. If you're watching this on YouTube, please do hit the subscribe button, like, share and comment below. And if you're listening to this on an audio platform, please do hit the follow button and leave a review if you can. So let's start with a couple of short updates. This one is from Football.London. They are stating that Tottenham's first team players will be back at the Enfield training complex at Hotspur Way on Saturday to undergo their various tests with the sports science staff before training sessions begin ahead of the new season on Sunday. And of course that will include new players Archie Gray and Lucas Bergvall. Italian journalist and transfer expert Fabrizio Romano has just stated that Pedro Neto and Spurs, he is one of the names that they have on their list. Pedro Neto for sure. The only doubt has always been on injuries. So that is the point to clarify on Pedro Neto, but he is one of the players that Tottenham Hotspur do appreciate. The Daily Mail have just reported that Tanguy Ndombele has just joined Nice as he looks to resurrect his career after Tottenham tore up £65 million club record signings contract a year early. Tanguy Ndombele has signed a 2-year contract at Nice. And weirdly enough, Nice are one of the clubs that Spurs could face in the Europa League. Now, wouldn't that be interesting? The Daily Mirror have just reported that Tottenham Hotspur defender Sergio Reguilon is set to leave the club this summer, and Manchester United have been named as a possible destination as he enters the final year of his contract at Spurs. Juventus and West Ham are also interested. The Football Insider have just reported that Tottenham Hotspur are expected to loan out Matthew Craig again this summer. There is interest from Sheffield Wednesday and Millwall. And Tottenham Hotspur Football Club have just announced that tickets for our pre-season friendly away to Hearts on Wednesday, the 17th of July, are now on general sale. Fans can go on the website and purchase 2 tickets per person. Now, many congratulations to Argentina. Now, Christian Romero and Giovanni Lo Celso were on matchday international duty in the early hours of Friday morning. They drew 1-1 against Ecuador in the Copa America quarterfinals. They are now through to the quarterfinals because Argentina won the game 4-2 on penalties. Romero played the full 90 minutes. Lo Celso came off the bench in the 78th minute. Now, former Tottenham Hotspur, Arsenal and Chelsea centre-back William Gallas has come out and said he expects Arsenal to win the Premier League next season. Talking about Spurs, he said, I expect Spurs will improve and do better next season. They need a good start to the season. Unfortunately, they dropped off and dropped points at the end of last season, which is why they finished where they did. But the manager will know that he has to change the philosophy in order to get Tottenham to the next level. I expect Spurs to be very competitive in the Premier League next season. They might not win it, but they will come close. Former Tottenham Hotspur and England star Darren Anderson has spoken out about what he thinks Ange Postecoglou and Spurs need ahead of next season in the transfer window. Anderson said, I think support in defence of Mickey van der Ven. He is massive, but we need support for him, and I'm not sure I trust any of the other centre-backs. Talking about hope for signing a striker, Anderson said, I would like a striker in the mould of Harry Kane, so it's going to be a tough one who will be available, but I hope that Ange can use his network to scout a top striker who can come in and score goals. Former Tottenham Hotspur defender Alan Hutton has spoken out about Tottenham and the right-back situation and the possibility of Emerson Royal leaving this summer. He said that Spurs have got Pedro Neto to play there. With Emerson Royal, I've said that before, that when he first came in, I really liked the look of him. He looked like a really attacking fullback who would fit in to Ange's way of playing to a certain extent, but I don't think he can really come inside the pitch. But I think I've seen enough of him now, and I don't think he is the answer. I don't think he is that go-to guy that you can trust week in, week out to give you the high level of performance. I think he makes too many mistakes at times. I'm sure that they paid a lot of money for him, and I'm sure that they're trying to recoup that, but that would be difficult. But I understand why they are now in the market and looking for reinforcements. Now, my thoughts on everything in this episode. Let's start by talking about Darren Anderson's comments about the striker. 100% we need a striker. I would even say that we need two. We need options up front, and Postecoglou needs different options. Of course, we had so many issues, problems last season. Heung-min Son not playing in certain games for whatever reasons. Richarlison as well. We should have scored more goals last year, and we need different options. Heung-min Son, in my opinion, is a lot better out on the left, so I think that you need an option to go in there. If Richarlison isn't playing for whatever reason, injuries or whatever, we need different options. 100%. That has to happen without any doubt. I would say that if there's any players that we have to sign this summer, it has to be in that position. And I'm sure that Ange Postecoglou will say exactly the same thing. Anderton, I think I normally agree with a lot of what Anderton says, but I think it's pretty harsh, him saying that he doesn't trust the others. Dragushin, I think, has had a fantastic Euros. Romero, I think, has calmed down a lot. Romero is doing absolutely wonderfully for Argentina at the moment, and many congratulations to him and Lo Celso. They are now in the semi-finals of the Copa America. I think that Romero needs, or we should probably give him a lot of credit as fans, because he has really calmed down. I think he was very rash, but I think that he is still a very aggressive defender. Don't get me wrong, but I think that he has just calmed down. I think he's probably been a little bit clever in not getting the red cards or the yellow cards since that Chelsea match. Now, great news about the players returning this weekend to Hotspur Way. This is when it's going to start getting exciting, because, of course, Tottenham Hotspur will probably start posting all of these pictures, particularly of the likes of Archie Gray, Bergvall, etc. And I think that this is when it's all going to start, because, of course, everyone's going to be back together. It's going to really underline what Ange Postecoglou wants in the transfer window as well. I've no doubt that Spurs will be very busy, very active in this window. But yeah, I'm excited for the new season. And of course, the first pre-season friendly on the 17th of July. That isn't long away now at all. And by the way, they are now on general sale. So if you do live in Scotland or nearby, or fancy an away trip and can't normally get a ticket, then the Hearts away game in 10 days time or so, that's going to be an exciting game, and probably the first time that we will see the likes of Lucas Bergvall, Archie Gray, etc. So I'm looking forward to that game, looking forward to pre-season starting. Exciting stuff. Former Spurs defender William Gallas has stated that he thinks that Arsenal will win the league. Of course, they will strengthen during this window. Of course, we don't want to see them winning the league. We want to be challenging for the league, and of course, that means that we need to, go out, identify the right players, spend big in certain areas, be very clever in signing up and coming rising stars as well. I think there is a good mix. There should be a good mix. There should be a good fine balance. Fabrizio Romano stated that Spurs are still interested in Pedro Neto. I'm a big fan of Pedro Neto, but Fabrizio Romano basically said it in his piece that the injuries is the big problem. A player like that, if they could stay fit throughout most or the whole season, they will be absolutely fantastic players. But it's just a shame that players like that do have a lot of injury problems. Emerson Royal, Alan Hutton has stated that he makes too many mistakes. In my opinion, I think that Emerson Royal, it is time for him to leave. It is time for him to go. From what I understand, he wants to go as well. He is actually agreed personal terms with AC Milan, but now AC Milan and Spurs cannot find the right deal. They perhaps will still negotiate in the future, and perhaps that deal, hopefully that deal will go through. But I think there will be a lot of interest in Emerson Royal from now until the end of the window, so I can definitely see him going. Another player I can see leaving, and that is Sergio Reguilon. You know, Sergio Reguilon's got interest from Manchester United and Juventus, and of course West Ham United, because of the connections with him and the new manager Lopetegui. But yeah, Manchester United and Juventus, what a move that will be for Reguilon. And let me finish on Tanguy Ndombele. You know, I wish him all the best. Nice. Hopefully he can knuckle down and actually we see you know, glimpses again of his talent, because he has wasted his career at Tottenham, in my opinion, and the amount of money we paid for him. But wouldn't it be interesting if Spurs drew Nice in the Europa League and Tanguy Ndombele back at Spurs, you know, to be playing Europa League football? Wouldn't that be an interesting one? Thanks for watching and thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're watching this on YouTube, please do hit that subscribe button, like, share and comment below. And if you listen to this on an audio platform, please do hit that follow button and leave a review if you can. Enjoy your weekend. I'll see you on the next one. Until then, come on you Spurs.